any reference to firearms out of this until the dust settles with respect to whether or not we can regulate the discharge of firearms in a occupied recreational area as opposed to just plain open space. And I think that's something that has to be determined. It isn't clear from the statute. So with that, I would recommend that you adopt the proposed ordinance eliminating the reference in the title of firearms and only providing use of fireworks is prohibited in a park except for display organized by the township or any of its instrumentalities. So move. I mean, I would think. George, what number will that be?
Well, it's ordinance 544. Just one question in the heading. I believe the original version had repeal rules pertaining to firearms, and that was changed to amend. So would that amend go back to repeal?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it would be the first sentence.
Correct.
Out of 120-13, it would come out.
That's correct.
So with those changes, yeah, ordinance 544.
We'll be looking for a motion to adopt it as amended.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 544 of the Upper Providence Township Code, Chapter 120 Amendment, as was advertised with the changes that were recommended by our solicitor this evening.
I'll second that motion.
A motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 544 with the changes our solicitor recommends this evening. All those in favor?
Aye.
Public safety, I see Chief is under the weather.
Chief is under the weather, yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah, Andrew Rumbold. I'm here on behalf of Firearms Owners Against Crime and also Concerned Gun Owners of Pennsylvania. Yeah, RUMBOLD. BOLD. And I'm here on behalf of, in regards to the firearms ordinance. So if I understand correctly, have you repealed it because it was on the agenda that you were just going to change it?
Yeah, we repealed it and only addressed fireworks.
Okay. Because I was looking through, I'm sure, did you guys get the letter from Joshua Prince?
Mm-hmm.
Are you complying with our ordinance that we adopted, our rules tonight with respect to recording things?
What's that?
Well, you've got to be responsible for them.
Yeah.
We allow one recording device.
Okay.
It has to be in the back of the room.
Well,
If you're not, put it back there.
this is a public meeting.
It's been adopted. There are rules.
You can't, the Sunshine Law states that people have a right to record meetings.
Yeah.
So you can't.
We agree. We agree. But we limit where we can put the devices.
Well, you can't make rules that conflict with the state law. And that's kind of what this whole discussion is about with firearms. You made mention to the fact about when the dust settles, and I'm assuming you're referring to Act 192, which was recently passed, that gives...
So they don't have to comment on it. All they have to comment on is what they adopted.
Well, I have some questions and some information, because the law that prohibits municipalities from enacting any type of regulation on firearms has been in existence since 1974. And the recent Act 192 only strengthens that because it's been ignored. So as far as the dust settling, even if that gets determined that this most recent legislation is unconstitutional, you still have the Uniform Firearms Act, which preempts the states and any municipalities from regulating firearms. And it's a misdemeanor in the first degree. It's actually if you reenact that again, it would be violating the Crimes Code. I also reviewed I was looking through your code, and it looks like there's a few other things that reference firearms. 107-3, seizure of firearms. 107-1, discharge of firearms. So are those weren't affected by the action you took tonight?
I'll have to look to see what they are.
Okay. Well,
The 107.3 and
Yeah, sorry, 107.3 and 107.1.
Okay.
Um,
We'll look into it.
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, if you look at, and I would encourage you to, I'm
Can you
here,
give us your address, I'm sorry.
oh, yeah, 502 South 8th Street, Percy. The Uniform Firearms Act that preempts this is section 6120, and that was again enacted in 1974, and that reads, no county, municipality, or township may in any manner regulate the lawful ownership, possession, transfer, or transportation of firearms, ammunition or ammunition components, etc. And that's also been upheld by case law in the Ortiz decision that said, yes, it's reserved to the state. So it's good to hear that you've repealed this. I would
Mr.
just,
Humboldt, with all due respect, this board repealed what we needed to repeal tonight. These are ordinances that were on the board, that were on the books before this board took office.
sure, I understand.
We have done what we needed to do to comply with the ordinance.
Okay, well, I'm just encouraging
We're
you
not
to,
here for a lecture. We know what we need to do to comply with the law, and we are willing to comply with the law. I'm a gun owner myself.
okay.
We are going to comply with the law. I'm not here to listen to a lecture. None of us are.
Well,
Thank you for your time.
I have a right to speak in public,
You have a right
correct?
to speak in public. You're not a resident of this township.
But I'm still affected, and that's the whole point of this, because the whole reason that the
You're not
state,
affected anymore, sir. You're not affected anymore. Our ordinance was repealed tonight, and it complies with state law.
okay,
So you are not affected anymore.
I would just
You
encourage
sat in
you,
here and recorded us when we repealed it. So I don't understand the purpose of your comments at this time.
my comments are to encourage you to, number one, look at the two separate other pieces that I mentioned.
We're looking at it.
And the other thing is that even if that gets thrown out, you still have the State Uniform Firearms Act.
We're going to analyze it as it occurs.
Okay. All right, great. I appreciate it. Thank you.